Let me ask you a question about health care. There are real questions about whether Donald Trump understands how Obamacare works. Take a listen to what Mr. Trump had to say in Florida.
All of my employees are having a tremendous problem with Obamacare. You folks, this is another group. Is that a correct statement? I mean, you look at what they're going through with their health care is horrible because of Obamacare.
Now, after he gave that statement, the general manager of Trump's property attempted to correct the record, and he said 99% of Trump's employees are insured through the hotel, meaning they have private insurance. How can Mr. Trump be the one to replace Obamacare if he doesn't really seem to even understand how it works?
He does understand. His employees are the lucky ones, Jake. They actually don't have to suffer under Obamacare, but he's actually talking about the rest of the country, so many who have. He's the right person to repeal and replace it because Obamacare is an unmitigated disaster. It reminds us all how intrusive, invasive, expensive, and expansive the federal government can become in our lives under the guise of helping people. He was in Arizona yesterday and clearly told them their premiums are expected to rise in Arizona by 116%. Will CNN or anybody else ask Mrs. Clinton that today when she's visiting Arizona? We see these other premium people are opening up their mailboxes and clicking onto their computers and getting notice that their premiums are about to explode. It is reprehensible and deplorable, to coin a phrase, that Americans are now choosing between paying the rent, feeding their families, and keeping their health care. President Obama lied 26 or 27 times by telling people, if you want to keep your doctor, you can keep your doctor. No, you can't. People see a lack of quality, a lack of access, a lack of control, and an increase in price in something that's under the guise of the, quote, Affordable Care Act. The question for Hillary Clinton is, what would you do about it? Is Obamacare 3.0 in the offing, or would you go and try to mollify the Bernie Sanders supporters who actually want us to move to single-payer system? Either way, she should own Obamacare. She should be asked what she would do about it. Donald Trump says he would let you compete across state lines to buy your health insurance, much the way you could buy your auto insurance and other goods and services. He would block grant Medicaid to the states. He would immediately, through his tax plan, remove the Obamacare penalty, which is hurting many people. And he, of course, would allow a more patient-centric healthcare system, which would give us all health savings accounts so that you own and you can control your own healthcare spending. What we've got is not working, and I'm very glad that Obamacare continues to form the core of his message, even in light of the new FBI investigation. We've had a great week, in large part because Mr. Trump is talking about Obamacare.
I agree. I would love to ask Hillary Clinton that question. The Clinton campaign has not made her available to me since June, and the Trump campaign has not made Mr. Trump available to me since June. But